Hey everybody, it's me returning for the 2013 season of Pennhurst Asylum haunted house attraction um, up in Spring City, Pennsylvania. Uh, this year I am not going to do a historical intro. I'm going to keep it strictly into the review of the haunted attraction. If you guys want to see my brief history of Pennhurst slash 2012 review, I urge you to YouTube that and check everything out from last year. Plus, the history part is kind of cool. It's not super detailed, but you get the point. But I'm not gonna do that this year. So let's go ahead and get started real quick. Everybody knows that Pennhurst was a state-run facility for the mentally physically disabled. The facility was shut down for because lack of funding, mistreatment of patients, lack of staff, improper conditions, deterioration of the buildings, etc., etc. This place was again bad news. It started out as a interesting facility. Make sure we get a picture up there. It started out as a very interesting facility with lots of excellent treatment and a whole bunch of different things for patients to do, which is why the facility was so large. Also, everyone knows, I stated in my review, that the facility was self-sustained, which means it didn't need outside help. It took care of itself. Other than, again, in the past history, we talked about the railroad that used to come into the facility. But anyway, let's get started for the 2013 review of Pennhurst Asylum haunted house attraction. So, first of all, this year access was limited to bringing everyone in one way off of Church Street. So if you come through Spring City, they dumped us on Church Street. Church Street brought us back down a windy road through the woods, straight into Pennhurst. And actually, the first thing you come to is they actually bring you past the power plant. Let me go back to that. I apologize for this thing jumping around a little bit because it's not supposed to be doing that. But anyway, it brings you past the first building here, which would be the power plant. This is Pennhurst's power plant. If you guys see this, this is actually, you're on Pennhurst property, and this was the power plant that supplied power to the facility. I've been told that it might have been coal or steam generated power. I am not for certain, but I'm sure that information is available out there. Second is you'll come down the road to this and you'll pass this building. If I'm not mistaken, it will be, stop jumping around. If I'm not mistaken, this is some type of auditorium building. Again, people watching this can post, tell me what it is. I don't have my map on me of what all the buildings were. Otherwise, I'd be able to tell you for sure. But essentially, you're coming in, and actually, I don't know if you can see it on the map. I can't read that small, unfortunately. But there's a map available. We'll be able to tell you what that building is. Anyway, something new. They brought you past the buildings. It was dark. You're getting a creeped out feeling again, you know, with the abandoned buildings. Oh, we're going past the abandoned buildings. You come in, and actually, they had us park in the exact same parking area that we parked in last year, which was pretty cool. And as everyone knows, you have a little bit of a walk before you actually get to the ticket kiosk, and the actual haunt. But park your vehicle. Again, we had rain. Surprisingly, the ground was not that wet because it was a light rain, so we didn't have any repeats of what I saw last year with somebody slipping in the mud, which was good. So, um, sorry, back to the map here real quick. Parts where the blue X is indicated, we walk down the green trail there to the yellow X, where you purchase your tickets. Of course, most everyone is going to buy the combo pass, where you get to go see everything, which is what we did, of course. Then you guys, once you buy your tickets, you're going to exit off to the right, and you're going to walk up to the walkway that looks like this, into a search area. And this was something new that you guys need to keep in mind. When you're being searched, they're going to ask for anything metal, and this goes back to what I said last year. If you guys don't take anything that you want to lose, that you want to lose, right? Let's try that one again. Don't take anything that you guys would not want to lose. Okay. Again, credit cards, wallets, keys. Only the person driving or has access to the vehicle bring their keys. Everybody else, leave your stuff in the car. Okay? But something new, attention again, repeat, something new. This is important. Guys and gals, security is not going to let you bring your cameras in. They will let you bring your camera phones, and with or phones with camera capabilities, but they will not let you bring a picture camera in. Okay, so what happened is I brought mine in because I wanted to take pictures in the Mayflower building for the ghost hunt, but they confiscated my camera. They gave me a little raffle ticket. They put it in like a kind of a lockbox thing and said, hey, after you've done all of the haunts, come in and we will give you your camera back, which they did. So it wasn't a big deal, except I was really looking forward to having my camera for the ghost hunt, because it takes better pictures. And last year we were able to bring cameras in, not that you could use them during the haunt, but you could use them during the ghost hunt in the Mayflower building. So again, we stopped at the checkpoint here, then we proceeded down the walkway. Everyone knows, or if you don't know, the walkway is directly above the tunnels. The tunnels run under Pennhurst to the buildings and through the grounds. Our first, again, last year, the second time I went last year, we were allowed to choose which haunt we wanted to go to. So you could do the Tunnel of Terror first, you could do the Asylum second, you could do the Ghost Hunt first. It was whatever you wanted. The second time I went last year, because I went twice, you had to go in order of the you had to go where they told you. So you had to go in order: the Asylum, then the Dungeon, then the Tunnel, then the Ghost Hunt. What I found out this year is you have free reign again. You can go, if you want to go to the Tunnel first, you can go to the Tunnel first. You want to do the Ghost Hunt, do the Ghost Hunt. We did the same thing we did last year. We did the Asylum, the Dungeon, Tunnel, and then the Ghost Hunt. I recommend, again, everyone save the Ghost Hunt for last. Take your time going through it. Do all the walk through haunted house attractions first. I think you'll be a lot better off or happier doing it that way. All right, so moving on. First attraction is the Pennhurst Asylum, which is the basically, I want to categorize it as the medical themed, hospital-ish uh, haunted house part. So you walk in, they give you the brief spiel. Don't take pictures. Don't touch the actors, actresses. You're gonna get touched. If you're a sissy, admit it and go home with a box of tissues. And then they let you in. You briefly walk through a small museum. If you really want to learn any of the information that's posted in the museum, go to the Pennhurst Preservation site. I'll talk about that more towards the end. And you can really in-depth read about Pennhurst, its history, the bad stuff that went down there. But you get a small view of what happened. Something that was cool is I didn't know, but the two ladies that were in the museum section stated that they had previously worked at Pennhurst, that they were trying to make a museum on the grounds that was strictly the history of what happened there. I told them I wished them the best. I would love to see that happen. History is always important. I love history, and the history of Pennhurst is extremely important because I think people, a certain aspect, get confused and, oh, Pennhurst was a mental asylum and there were crazy people there and, you know, murders and electroshock therapy, zapping people and lobotomies and blah, 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 blah. No, the history of Pennhurst is extremely available. You can find out what happened there. It is fact. It's documented. It's not made up, make believe. It's very available. If you care to do it, the history is out there. Again, I'll talk about the preservation site when we come back to that. Anyway, I keep getting away from the review. I apologize. I like to tell everybody about 800 different things and trying to get through this. I didn't want to make this a long video for you guys and gals. But okay, so Pennhurst Asylum, again, it's the medically themed one. It was great. Again, we went last year. This year was just as good. I would say that this is my favorite, second favorite haunt out of all four. A little bit of things have changed, not so much. I got to tell you that the smells were definitely intensified, and I'll leave it at that. You'll find out when you get to that part. And whoa, it was strong. It was crazy. Well done and good job. Also, mad props to the live animals. Love to see the little critters running around. That's always a hoot. So when you come out of this, the Pennhurst Asylum, again, this is a medically themed section of the haunt. Very cool. Enjoyed it very much. You move on to the Dungeon of Lost Souls. Okay, so that's the stop, jump around. That is the attraction, the dungeon attraction, which is directly under the Pennhurst Asylum attraction. This is a little bit different, guys and gals. This is a more of a dungeon-y, medieval darkness type of claustrophobic-ish kind of thing. It also is slightly medically theme based, not so much as the Pennhurst Asylum, but the Dungeon of Lost Souls, you still get the medical vibe going. The interesting thing about the Dungeon of Lost Souls, I think, in my opinion, would be some of the, not necessarily the props, but it kind of is the props, but it's kind of not. I do have to tell you that the wall socket zapping, sparking, crazy thing was awesome. I stopped, watched it do its thing, went to walk away, and then went and looked at it again because I tell you what, being around malfunctioning electrical equipment, that was pretty darn realistic. And not that it's scary, but it was cool. It had a jump factor, which I enjoyed very much. Again, I'm not going to give away the haunt. I'm not going to spoil it. But it, again, Dungeon Lost Souls, creepy medieval dungeon medically based things are jumping out and craziness. Also awesome. So when you come out of that, it's not actually. I don't think it doesn't. To me, it doesn't seem like it's that long. You move through it pretty quickly, but very cool. When you come out of that, moving on is my number one favorite, which is be the Tunnel of Terror. Out of all four attractions, the tunnel has always been my favorite. Again, with the exception of the Pennhurst Asylum, which was the first haunt we went into. Well, let me tell you about the tunnel, folks. Don't think the tunnel is just a tunnel. Again, like I said last year, it's everything but. There were some new things in the tunnel. I can't say I was a big fan, except I got to the tunnel at one point, and you can see down sections of the tunnel in different directions that fork off to different buildings in the different sections on the property of Pennhurst. Now, you're not allowed to go in those sections, but it just gives you an idea of, the tunnel system is huge. It runs underneath the property. So I take my time. I'm like a sponge in the haunted attractions. I like to see everything, soak it up, take it in. Well, it so happened that there was an actress right next to me, kind of in front of me, blocking me. But I so happened to take a moment and look to the right, and that is where I saw this. Not exactly this, because again, you can't take pictures, but something like this. I mean to tell you folks, if you look to the right and see this, had this, whatever it was down there, moved or came towards me, I'm a grown adult man. I've seen a lot of crazy things. I'm telling you folks, had I seen that, whatever was down there, come at me, I would have either cried like a little baby, peed my pants, or had a heart attack. If you know what I'm talking about and you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, I urge you to, as every chaotic things are happening down in the tunnel, if you see that, take a look at it. If you don't run or stop breathing for a second when you see that, well, you're a lot braver than me, and major props to you. So again, moving through the tunnel, again, some new things. For the most part, same old good, great, scary stuff down there. I do want to thank the small young lady in the ooze section that slimed me, which was fantastic. Thank you for the handful of ooze. Not quite sure what. Stop jumping around. I apologize for the picture jumping. It's not cooperating the way the program normally does. I got slimed, so be prepared for that, you poor unfortunate person that happens to come along and get slimed like I did. Don't expect it, because you won't know it's going to happen. But it's all in good fun. Alright, so coming out of the Tunnel of Terror, it dumps you back towards the beginning of the beginning of the haunt, and where we are. There we are. Um, Again, the tunnel runs under the property, so you're going to end up back where the yellow X is, back by the ticket kiosk. That's where you come out of the tunnel. All you have to do is get back up on the walkway, which, where are we? Back up on the walkway like this. It's actually roped off. You will not have to go through the security station again. Um, you will not have to go through the security station again. You'll be able to walk around and walk down past and go over to the Ghost Haunt, which is the last attraction, and that is in the Mayflower Hall. Folks, this is the only attraction that does not have actors and actresses in it. This is where you go in and check out your supernatural ESP or what have you. Take pictures with your phones. Again, I was not allowed to bring my camera, so I don't know what's going on with that. So I'm going to show you some pictures from last year when I did actually have my digital camera with me, but we did not. We were not allowed to bring our camera in. So unfortunately, we didn't get to do that. So, but anyway, you go in and use your camera. You're basically doing a ghost hunt. Unfortunately, there is a quite variety of other groups in there, so it's not very quiet. I wouldn't plan on hearing anything. Pictures, awesome. You're probably going to get a pretty decent amount of cool pictures if you have a good camera. This is the photo that everyone has been asking me to post time and time again. I believe this is on the first floor, but it might be on the second. I can't remember. Many people have asked me about this photo. Many people have commented on it. If you look 12 o'clock straight ahead, hovering right above the bed, actually, I think it's actually in between both windows, you see some kind of a gray mass-ish white thing. I don't recall using a flash when I took this picture. Given the lighting, the way I'm looking at the picture, I don't think I utilized a flash. But keep in mind, keep your eyes on the center of the picture, that gray misty area. Everyone loves this picture. They ask me about it all the time. So for all you guys that commented and have stopped me and asked me about where's my supposed ghost capture photo, here, this is for you guys and you gals. There it is. All right. So we did the ghost hunt, and I took some pictures. I haven't had a chance to review any of them in depth. But if I do catch anything crazy, I'll add a review part 2 to the 2013 season. So basically that wrapped it up. We went out and bought a t-shirt. They have t-shirts, hats, different kinds of cool stuff. If you want a Pennhurst souvenir, there's definitely access to that kind of stuff. And then we headed out. But basically, that's the gist of it. Before I get to that real quick. So anyway, overall in a review, I had a great time. We always do. The only thing I would say is that to the Pennhurst folks that actually run the event, I would like to see the nurse girl you guys show in the review. Uh, I don't know if there's any plans to ever incorporate her into the haunts, but that's but that would be really cool to have her. And this is who I'm talking about. Anyone's wondering, I I did actually ask uh, if they had incorporated her in the haunt, and I was told that she was in a black nurse gown, which I did see. But she moved around so quick, so it was like kind of like there she is. Oh no, she's over there. Oh wait a minute, she's over there. Um, Very cool character, but it'd be cool to like maybe interact with them, get a picture with them, something like that. Also, there was a real small girl, kind of orangey hair and striped attire. She kind of looked like a I don't know what you would describe her as. It was like a weird like candy cane orange, bright orange stripe thing. But this is the girl with the crazy creature voice thing going. I don't know. I didn't get that close to her. That would have been cool. Something else if we get a little. They move around kind of fast, so you got to kind of track them quick. It would have been cool to get close to her and check her out, but she was making these weird, ridiculous, crazy noises. I don't even know how she does it. Awesome actress. Uh, Check her out. I hope you guys see her, or hope that she's haunting that night. Would like to see more of the nurse. Would like to see maybe a little more interaction with some characters. I think that would be cool. But again, overall, awesome haunt, and can't wait till next year. And actually, I am planning to go back for my second trip this year, sometime soon, within the next probably within the next couple of weeks. I don't want to mess around with Halloween because it's going to get packed. And actually, surprisingly, we went on a Sunday night. There was a ton of people for a Sunday night, but surprisingly, the line moved a lot faster than we had thought. But wrapping up in the 2013 review, before I go, I just want to share this with you guys again. Pennhurst Memorial and Preservation Alliance. Google that. Here is the fantastic group of folks that want to preserve Pennhurst. They want to promote its history. They provide the website that talks about the history of Pennhurst, the bad things that happened there, possibly making a memorial. Again, I talked to the two ladies in the asylum building, in the museum section, that they were trying to go full steam with a permanent museum on the property. I would love to see that happen. Again, I'm a history nut, and Pennhurst definitely has a lot of important history. But wrapping up, that's basically the gist of it, folks. Did drag this out a little bit longer than I had anticipated, going on 28 minutes. Have a safe trip. Enjoy the haunt. Preserve the history of Pennhurst. These places should not be taken advantage of, folks. Leave comments, guys and gals, and I hope you have a good time, and hope to read your comments. Take care, and talk to y'all later.